So as always now, we're going to take some time to first turn attention inwards, starting with bringing focus to the breath. Tune in now to this natural rhythm of your being, taking a moment to give thanks to your physical body for doing this job for you so well. The in-breath, bringing in fresh new air so beautifully, effortlessly feeding your system, sustaining it, giving it life and energy. And now thinking for a moment of the natural world, the earth, the environment in which we live, this wider system to which we are connected and are an essential part of, which we support and which in turn supports us. Think of the plant kingdom, for example, which has the power to transform our waste, our used energy, into fuel for its own existence. How marvellous is it that this entire system is created in balance, a perfect symmetry of give and take, emptying and refilling, cleansing and refueling. And when we begin to look, we can see examples of it everywhere. Now, how is your physical body feeling? Is it tired? Is it in pain? Is it holding tension? Or is it feeling bright, alive, energized? Listen to your body now and hear what it is saying to you. Place your hands on the top of your head over your crown. Get a sense now of your energy here. How busy is it in there? Can you feel a pulse? Do you see colour or movement? Are you recognizing how hard your head has been working? Give your body permission to let that energy go during this transmission. You don't have to think about it or do anything to make it go. Just be open to the process and give permission for whatever needs to take place. Turning inwards further now, noticing where you may have been holding on to things. When we hold on to things, we hold in energy which we might benefit from releasing now. And so, we're going to turn attention to our feelings. What has the landscape of recent days looked like? Have there been issues with health? Have there been arguments? Or perhaps stresses at work or worry about money, about security, about family and loved ones? If this has been the case for you, recognise now that you aren't serving anyone by carrying this fear. Fear is a density, and we carry it as a burden. Our intention is good, to care for or protect our loved ones, but the space which we have free to do this is lessened by the fear that we carry. The more fear that you carry, the less space you have free for other things, and you can only hold so much. You're breathing more deeply now, filling your system with that in-breath. Picture something that you love, something which feels light and hopeful. Breathe in light. Focus on love and breathe in love. And now that we are clear that we can't do our best job of supporting our loved ones by being fearful, we're going to give this idea of carrying things our full focus. Picture a vessel. This vessel is a container of your choosing. It might be a box, or it could be a bag, or a basket, some drawers, or even a filing cabinet. Your container could be made of metal, wood, or fabric. It might be natural coloured, plain, colourful, highly decorated even. I'll leave it up to you to see what comes to mind. Don't question it or try to change it. Just go with what comes up. And once you've created your container, I want you to notice how much space it has inside. It might be big and able to hold a lot, or it might be smaller. You might feel like it needs to be a limited size right now. There's no judgment here. The focus is to really listen to your intuitive voice. Listen to your inner knowing. Respect it. Respond to it. Go with the flow rather than pushing against it or trying to change it. Now, the reason I say to notice the limit and listen to your intuition is that when we override our intuition, we also override our own limits. We end up overrun, tired, worn out, deflated even. And from that place, we can't help the people who need us. They don't want us to carry their issues like a heavy weight because they are already carrying it themselves. And if you take it on too, all that happens is that we're all carrying the weight. It just gets passed from one person to the next, connecting everyone in a weighed down burden chain. So, we therefore need to consciously lift this weight off, which is why we're beginning this process. So we're beginning a process to consciously lift the weight off now. Now you know what your container looks like, and you've got an idea at least of how much it can hold. So you're going to start filling it. What have you been carrying lately? Is there stuff on other people's lists you've been trying to carry for them? Add that to your list as well. As each thing comes to mind, you're going to put it into the container. Now you might picture things written on pieces of paper which you fold and put in. Or you might feel so relieved at the idea of putting them somewhere else for a while that you just want to kind of chuck them all in as fast as you can. Or they might pack themselves in, almost developing a rhythm or momentum of their own and moving by themselves. Stay open. Let them transfer over. Don't try to do anything with them. The process is to let them go. These things aren't forgotten. You've found a place for them now, and they will be dealt with later. Now Notice how full your container is when they're all in. Do they fit? Is there still space? Just observe. Bring awareness back to your system again and notice how you feel within your body. Does it feel like there's more space when you give yourself a break from carrying those thoughts? Bringing awareness now to your breathing, expanding your tummy muscles to allow a deeper in-breath, fully experiencing that new breath, and then consciously extending the out-breath too. And remember, you can use the out-breath to clear, so you can sigh if you want. You can shush if you want. So where is there tension in your body? And where are you holding pain? Are you noticing things now which were obscured by your concerns? Where are they? Now these things aren't new. They may just have been overshadowed by the thoughts. And you can begin to properly clear them now by bringing your full awareness to them, shining a light on them, letting yourself notice the full extent of them and allowing them to dissolve as you do this. Don't try to push them away. Bring your full attention to them. Don't be afraid. Let them pass. They will pass. And if ever there was proof that you are not your thoughts, this will show you. You are not your thoughts. Say this to yourself now. I am not my thoughts. There is so much more to you than this. So much more. And if you're noticing that you're sitting unevenly, or that you're clasping hands, or clenching toes, scrunching shoulders, allow yourself to tense and release and adjust your seating so that any additional physical distraction can go, and allow you to gently enter a new scene now. It's night and the sky is a dense, dark navy blue. You're somewhere warm. Your feet are bare, and as you look down at them, you swish them around on the surface of the ground below. In the dim light, it looks like it's a deep, earthy red colour. It's sandy, still warm from the heat of the day, and as you move your toes, you make patterns in the sand, enjoying the sensation of it gently swirling between your toes as you move it around. And there is a scent of spices on the air, deep, aromatic, comforting. This smell naturally expands your breathing, and as it does, you feel even more safe and relaxed. Instinctively, you stretch one leg out at an angle to your body and you gently turn around, using the other leg to keep you steady. Your body is like a compass, with one leg outstretched, toes pointed, tracing a circle right around you as your body pivots on the other leg. And when you have completed the full 360 degrees of your circle, you have created a safe space around your energy field, literally drawing a line in the sand around you. You are held and always protected in this place. Now just absorb that sense for a few moments. You're grounded, you're safe, and all is well. Looking down at your circle, you notice something glinting in the dim light. You bend down and look more closely. You find a small round bead. It's purple, like an amethyst perhaps. You put it in your pocket, wondering where it came from. There are no sounds here except for the wind, and you have no sense of any other inhabitants, but your protective circle makes you feel strong and brave. It seems to be just you and an expanse of desert. Your heart lifts as you look up to the night sky. It's peppered with the brightest of stars. They appear only tiny, yet somehow they defy gravity at the same time with their power. The sky, high above, so far out of reach. The brightness of these stars is so immense that it's hard to comprehend. Continuing to gaze into the darkness, you notice one star, which seems to shine even brighter than the others. You wonder how differently it might look if you were closer to it. Is it another sphere of life, like Earth? Might it be possible for it to be inhabited even? Maybe even by a being like you. As you contemplate the immenseness of the galaxy, you connect more deeply with the star's light. This energy travels down now through the night sky in a bright cylinder, like a strong torch beam projecting all around you, a spotlight focused only on you. You drink in this intense light, and as you do, you sense all the weight and all the heaviness of your earthly pressures just dropping away. You feel larger, stronger, brighter, lighter, breathing deeply now. This powerful energy fills you up from the inside, expanding into and around your physical form. There is a heat to it, a warmth, which as you breathe clears any density and lights up your heart. You can feel this light growing as you breathe, projecting out all around you like a lamp, a light which can beam out for others to see and find their way to. A lamp for the light way of life, if you like. It begins to rain, softly falling on the sandy ground, mixing with the earth and turning it to a kind of clay. It's warm and you have nowhere to shelter, so you decide to crouch on the ground. You pick up some of the clay. Playing now, you roll it, squeeze it, shape it, pressing and moulding it into a form. You had forgotten how calming it was to make things in this way. You're not really thinking about what you're doing, you're just making intuitively and enjoying the process, letting the creativity take the lead. As you finish making, you stand up to stretch, and as you do, you notice a large rock 1 metre or so away. You move towards it, placing your figure on it, and you step back to examine it from different angles. You were so caught up in the zone of creating that you weren't registering what you were making, but you realise now that you have made a dragon. It's a good likeness, and you're impressed with your ability. In this place, everything seems effortless and flowing somehow. And remembering the amethyst bead, you press it into the dragon's eye as a finishing touch, and then you stand back once more, satisfied with your masterpiece. The dim light and the soft rain are gently blending the blue of the sky with the red of the ground into a gorgeous deep violet on the horizon ahead. You imagine recreating it in a painting in your mind's eye. The vastness of the sky, the denseness of the earth. They're coming together in this alchemy of purple. You step forwards, walking into this violet mist. With both the warm security of the red and the strong distance of the blue to it, you feel perfectly balanced, able to walk steadily, but with a poise and a grace to your steps too. You feel it cleaning you, strengthening you, empowering you. You walk for some time. In the distance ahead, you notice the outline of something large and irregularly shaped. As you get closer, you recognise it as a large cactus. You stop and you sit down in front of it, taking it in. There's nothing else around for what feels like miles, not much to support it, and yet here is a life form which has found its own way to survive. In fact, it's designed this way. It stays where it is. It receives water when it needs it, and then it stores it to sustain itself when water isn't available. What a clever design, you think. And then you notice that it has a flower. Wait, it has lots of flowers, and how striking they are. They seem even more delicate and beautiful against the bulky, spiky form of the cactus. Each flower is shaped like a star, white with a golden centre and delicate purple stripes radiating out from it. Looking into the circular centre of the flower, you notice that you're beginning to feel tired. You feel safe with the plant for company, and so you settle down next to it. Your eyelids become heavy in the violet mist of the night, and you drift into sleep. The silhouette of a figure appears, and as your eyes adjust to the image, you realise that this is the outline of a dragon. A little like the one you made, but this time, rather than being a couple of inches tall and made of clay, this one is several feet high. dark red and covered with golden scales. From its mouth flicker blue flames, and violet ribbons of steam flow from his nostrils. His large eyes are deep purple like amethyst spheres. The dragon stands in front of a basket, pulling things from it with his mouth, tossing them into the air, shooting flame at them, and then watching them fall to the ground in cinders. Another item flies into the air, streaks across the skyline in a blur of flame, before falling to the ground in cinders once more. The dragon nods in your direction. You look down and you realise that he has brought the container which you created earlier. He gestures, wanting you to open it. Recalling the concerns which you set aside earlier, you choose an item from your container to give to the dragon. As soon as he receives it, he throws it high into the sky, and then almost like a game, he shoots it with a powerful burst of flame, sending it dancing across the skyline in a sudden burst of red, orange, pink, blue, before dissolving to the ground in lilac ash. Letting yourself be guided by what feels right, you continue to pass items from your container to the dragon, and one by one, he repeats the process, taking them, throwing them, and turning them to flame. The dragon speaks. I am here to teach you the art of sacred fire. You are not your thoughts. You are not your words. You are not even your actions. You are a spark of potential, an expression of source, a creation of creation, designed in perfect harmony with your environment if you allow yourself. Those attributes which humans believe make them superior to other forms of life are often their undoing too. This is the eternal mystery and mastery of life. Does the river cling to the rocks for fear of travelling too fast? Does the chick refuse to jump for fear of being unable to fly? Does the sun refuse to shine for fear of going unnoticed? Give me your fears and let me turn them to light. Give me your tears and let me melt them into joy. Give me your hopes and let me brand them into reality. I will show you the way by lighting the fire within. I am dragon. You are dragon. We are all dragon. And then, with your permission, you're going to pass the remainder of the contents of your container to the dragon, allowing him to clear them for you with flame. And as you watch him doing this, connect with your own inner dragon, your wisdom, your strength, your fire, and your ability to understand the workings of life from a higher perspective. Your ability to alchemize situations which aren't working for you doesn't come from the words you use, nor from the lists that you write them in or resolve on the outside. It lies in a place where you can see through them, rise above them, and understand the intent behind them. Worrying about something doesn't create what you want, because in worrying your focus is on what you do not want. So you need to look for the strength you can draw on to receive what you do want instead. And you do have strength, much more of it than you probably credit yourself for. Continue to sit quietly now and notice the positive intention which has been hiding behind your fears. Do you need hope, love, happiness, peace? Now understand that you already have that quality within you. Breathe life into it. Amplify it. Let yourself enjoy the feeling of it. Extend it out around you and share it with others too. Giving thanks.